Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
It makes a
Oh,
mess.
Miss Vaughn. My mom knows your daughter.
Dude, you're actually.
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
What did she say?
Fergie, wait.
She's nice. Like, she doesn't see him too much because she works the night shift.
Oh, and your mom doesn't?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
She knows her. She's nice.
Good.
Dude.
Good.
Actually,
All right.
Say that you're on.
So we are going to start section 1 today, and we're not going to, you want me to just take that?
No, I'm good.
Just take it from us. Oh, how do you fix it? We broke it.
So we're gonna start section 1 today, and what will happen is we'll do half of this today about, I'm not giving an assignment today.
Thank
You're
you.
gonna hear my alarm go off at like 6 minutes before 3. I have to show you a video that Miss Peterson wanted us to show.
Are we in trouble?
So, no, I don't know what it is, I didn't see, but, so anyway, the one thing I wanna explain about the notes. So this year I'm really trying to cut down on notes, and, so what I did out of this lesson is I only printed 4 of the 5 slides because, I didn't know, or because I'm trying to keep everything to 1 page if at all possible. So this first slide that's up here, just so you know, I don't have in your notes. Your notes start where, on the second slide, just so you're aware of that. So if we look here, it says, lesson 1-1, what are we doing guys? Okay, when I'm teaching, you're in your seats, okay?
Come on, guys.
No better than
Okay.
that. Such a corny one.
All right, so
better than that.
one thing I will tell you, when I'm up here, you guys are quiet unless you're answering one of my questions or asking me a question, okay? So we need to be quiet. All right, so today what we're gonna do is start our first lesson, and there's 3 terms that we need to go over. They're called undefined terms in geometry, and it's kind of what they base geometry on. So the first 2 are pretty easy. The first one is a point, and you guys have been learning about points forever. In geometry, when we have a point, we draw that point with a dot, okay? And then sometimes what we do is we label that point, and when you label a point, you label it with a capital letter. So they might do point P like this, and when you go to describe it, you would do point and then P, like that, okay? All right. The second thing that we're gonna talk about today is a line. And a line also you've done for a long time, so this should not be really that hard for you. I think you all know that a line is a straight line with arrows on both ends. And when you go to name a line, that's what we're really focusing on today, is how do you name it? Well, first of all, a line can have any amount of points on it, okay? For this case, I'm just gonna draw 3 points on that line. When you go to name a line, you name it with 2 points. You can't name it with 3. You have to use 2. The 2 points that you choose do not matter. So if we look here, and I go to name this, I'm gonna use any 2 points in any order. And so I'm gonna name this line, and maybe I say PR, okay? Then when I go to name the line, I can use any 2 points in any order, so there's many different ways I could write that. A second way to name a line is, again, you can use any 2 points, and we can say QR like that, and then we can put a line above it, okay? So QR with a line above it would also work. Lastly, another way that we can name it is we can do a cursive letter, okay? And when we do that cursive letter, excuse me 1 second. What did I Hello, this is Tammy Button. Hi. Okay, sounds good, thanks. Yep, bye. Logan,
Told you.
you have to go see Mr. Hoagie. Okay?
Second is.
Pretty sure it's that logo. Yeah, that was
Why?
Why?
What did I do this time?
Kinda, right?
Logan, they found the sack of eggs.
Third day of school is wild.
I guess I'll see you on the other side.
Okay.
Are you sure it's not that logo?
No, it isn't. Okay, so guys, zip it when I'm up here, okay? Be respectful. The last way that you can name a line is they will sometimes put a cursive letter above or below an arrow on one of the ends of the line. And when they do that, that is a shortcut way to name the line. So we could name this as line and then end, okay? So that is there to help you name the line easily. So I suggest that you use that because sometimes it's the quickest way to do it. Another thing, I was showing you down here that you can do 2 points with a line above it. However, when you use that cursive letter, you cannot do this with a line above it. And I don't even really know why that is, they don't let you, but in geometry, they never let you do the line above the cursive letter that's there to name the line, okay? Now, if we go here, we're gonna talk about planes. So planes is the third thing that we need to talk about. And a plane is any flat surface, okay? So we talk about the floor as being a plane, the ceiling is a plane, that wall is a plane, this wall is a plane. So when we have a plane, it's any flat surface. When we go to draw a plane, we draw it as a crooked rectangle, okay? And when we do that, what we can do is you're gonna have at least 3 points in the plane. And another thing that's true about it is they cannot be on the same line. So those 3 points cannot be on the same line, all right? When I look here, when I go to name a plane, I have to use 3 letters. So I'd say plane, and then I can use these 3 letters because they're not on the same line in any order. So I could say plane ABC. I could say plane CAB. I could say plane BCA. Any 3 letters that are not on the same line in any order, okay? Now there is a shortcut way to name a plane too. So if I looked at this plane right here, and let's say that they had like a cursive R in the corner, that is the same as when they have that cursive or script letter above a line. That is there to help us name that plane. So we would name this plane R. So it's a shortcut way to do it. If I look here, I have 3 points that are not on the same line, and I can name that plane B, D, C, okay? Or I can name it as plane K. And that K there is not a point. That is there to help you name the plane. So what I'm gonna do next is, for the quiz, I let you use a sheet of notes, but I tell you what you can put on that sheet of notes. And for this first quiz, I don't make it up for you. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna have you each take out a piece of paper, and you're gonna write chapter 1 notes, and you're gonna copy down. You have it both on your sheet here, okay? You can either copy it from your sheet of paper here, or you can copy it from here, and then you can use that on the quiz.
Where do we copy it from?
You're copying, there's 4 different terms, and listen up to this, guys, too. I'm gonna have you do the diagrams also, and I'll give you time to do that. Yeah, I still don't feel like you can see that. Do you wanna sit in that corner over there? I just feel like you can't see that. You're good? Okay.
I can see good from my spot, he can see here.
I wonder why I put you two there.
Like on the opposite sides of rooms.
Well, I
I wonder why. Yeah, me too.
Why?
Yeah, why? And why am I stuck in the middle?
Yeah, we didn't do anything.
I can't see.
You're good.
It was like this in homeroom too, like opposite sides of the room.
Were we destroying seats in over?
Did you not realize? Oh, yeah, thank you.
I want to be front and center.
What did you just say?
I said I want to be front and center.
Thank
Wanna be
you.
centered in front of me?
Okay, let's copy. Less talking, more copying. So copy
can't
those
copy, that's plagiarism.
definitions. And remember, if you write this down and you draw the diagrams, you can use this on your first quiz, which should really help you. Just write chapter 1 notes.
Is it bad that I'm like a little bit confused?
I'm so confused.
And all you have to do is copy this, because then you're gonna have this for the first quiz.
The whole thing.
There's 4 definitions,
That's-
and you copy here, and then I'll move it down once you get to there.
You promise we can say that? So,
Yes, you can. So you just start from the chapter 1 notes, and these 4 things get copied into your notes. And if you'd rather look at your notes than look up at the board, they're on your note packet.
What time is this class going till?
3 o'clock.
This is live
What type of question is that? What time is it?
2:30.
2:30.
That's it?
Feels like we've been here for like 25 minutes.
Still like an hour.
Is it that painful to be in
It's
my
not that
room?
bad. It's pretty good.
No, it's just
They're like my
nice.
second favorite teacher.
Second favorite?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who's your favorite?
I think George.
Oh.
You're probably
she's
my,
low key chill.
you're probably my second, but I have Philson, so he's
Hmm.
number 1.
So that's a hard.
Yeah.
Philson just
pass.
doesn't care.
That's pretty easy actually.
Philson doesn't like you.
Doesn't
Chris.
slam the kid around.
That sucks.
He almost hit me with a piece of wood today.
You never did that first name, did you?
Okay, copy, copy, copy.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, come on.
I was copying the words inside my head and saying them outside my mouth. So I was copying.
I can't see over Claire's head. Oh,
Maybe if you were like, play
it's
college.
right here. Thanks, Chris. Yeah.
You like give us a study guide before the test, like the
A
day before that we
practice?
work on all day?
I do.
So we like pretty much the same with Mr. Jackson.
Does he do that too?
Yeah, he just like gives us one and then we have to do it before the test, like the
We
day.
should do what Miss Allen does.
No.
What Miss Allen?
No.
Doesn't she grade?
No, let's fire.
I mean,
Stop,
What?
stop, stop, stop.
her homework was pretty.
Doesn't she grade the homework out of
Her homework,
100 or something?
her homework assignments were pretty easy.
We never had
Still
that.
home.
Okay, copy, copy, copy.
She didn't
Of course she
explain
grades
well.
stuff.
No.
She grades stuff really good.
Or at all. She kinda just threw it out there and made us do stuff.
Yeah.
Remember what I said yesterday? We're gonna be kind to everyone.
I was just saying my opinion. I was expressing my opinion.
Was it kind?
Yeah. I didn't say she was a bad person. I said she was a
Hey,
nice
Miss
person.
Cheerheart said that word. If you don't know it, didn't say don't say it at all.
Thank you, Miss Cheer.
Okay, shh.
She's our own person.
my kid's preschool teacher
For
too.
real?
Yeah,
That's cool.
she was awesome. Okay, I'm gonna start moving this down a little, cause there's 4 different things. And like I said, if you don't wanna look up here, you can also look, at your note packet. And you'll be glad you wrote this down when you get to our first quiz, cause then you'll have this to look at. Okay. I moved on one more.
No, it was 5 minutes before. I thought you said you had a timer set for 5 minutes before.
No, no.
Write down the examples, love.
Okay. Are most of you done?
My bad.
Okay, so I'm gonna get started here. You know where that is if you have to still copy it. So we're gonna learn 4 terms that are gonna be important not only in this section, but for the rest of the chapter. So the first one is collinear points. Co means same here. So they are points on the same line. So if you look here, Q, R, and S are all on the same line. So they are said to be collinear, same line. Non-collinear points are the opposite of that. So they are points that are not on the same line. So if you look at P, Q, R, and S here, I could draw one straight line that contains P and Q, but it wouldn't contain R and S. So those 4 points are not on the same line, okay? If I drew this, like let's say this was my line and I had A, B, and C on it, and then I put a D up here, okay? D is not on the same line as A, B, and C. So if they asked you, are A, B, and D collinear? They're asking you, are A, B, and D on the same line?
They're not.
And they're not.
So they're not.
Non-collinear, very good. Now we have coplanar points. So they are points on the same plane. So if you look here, A, B, and C are on that same plane, okay? They're all on that same plane. Is P a point? No. P is there to name the plane, okay? But A, B, and C are all on the same plane. Now we have to talk about non-coplanar points.
Can I go to the bathroom?
Bro, she's mid-lesson.
Okay.
Are you okay till we're done?
I'm sorry.
Okay, non-coplanar points are points that are not on the same plane, okay?
So
If
is the
you look
plane-
here,
Sorry.
no, go ahead.
Is the plane like, so the coplanar, is the plane like the whole square that's it, or like where?
Like all of the blue,
Yeah.
yes.
So like, coplanar, all are points that lie in the same plane. That's just like A, B, and C are all in the
Inside of it,
in
yes,
the shape thing.
yes.
Something like that.
E, F, and H, aren't they all on the blue plane? So those are coplanar. But G, do you guys see is not in that same plane?
Yes.
So this would be like if we had the floor, E, F, and H would be like Skittles on the, 3 Skittles randomly on the floor. G would be underneath the floor, okay? All right, so let's look at this. So here they're asking us questions. It's in your packet. So if I were you, I would answer these questions on your packet with me. If you, like I said yesterday, if you don't want to have notes, just let me know and I won't make them for you. So here is our diagram, and I want to explain this before I start, okay? This blue is our plane, okay? In that plane, I have a line. That line is like if it was laying on the floor, okay? Do you notice how this line has these different dashes here? That means this is stabbing through the floor and coming out the bottom. This line is going through the floor at this point and coming out the bottom, okay? Then they're gonna ask us some questions about these, and a lot of these have more than one answer. So this says a line containing point W right here. Now, do you guys get that W is on this line? And how many points did we use to name a line?
4,
2.
6.
2. To name a line, you use 2 points, okay? Can it be any 2 points? Yes, in any order. So we could have named this line VW, line YX. So I'm gonna write line YX, okay? Then the second way that we can name a line, and you only have to do one, is you could use any 2 points here. So say we did YV, and you would put a line above it, okay? The last way you can name a line is with this cursive N that's above it. So we could say line N, okay? 3 different ways to name the same line, okay? you would only have to name one of them. Now, this next part says to name a, oh, I didn't mean to erase this. So this would be like line VW or XY with a line above it or line N. Okay? Now it says name a plane containing point X. Do you guys agree that point X is in that blue plane?
Yes.
How many letters do you have to use to name a plane?
I thought you couldn't put the line above them. Or is that only with the cursive?
Only with the cursive, yes. Good question. So do you guys remember how many points do you have to name a plane? Three. And they
Six or
can't,
seven.
only serious answers, please. And those 3 points cannot lie on what?
7.
The same
Oh.
line. Stop. So if we look here, to name a plane, you cannot use 3 points that are on the same line. We could not name this plane VWX. I have to have at least 1 point that's not on this line. So I could use WXZ. Do you agree those 3 are not on the same line?
Yes.
So I can say plane WXZ.
Wait. WXZ.
How do you know what a plane
But
is?
W and X are on the same line.
That's okay, they just can't all be on the same line. One of them has to be on a different line. A plane is just the flat surface. So this blue is the plane. This whole blue thing is the plane. Okay? Now, another way to name a plane, you guys, is with this cursive,
Could be any
Oh.
point.
any 3 points,
Oh.
but they can't be on the same line.
Yeah, so just that, for example, that was a non-co-linear point, right?
Are you
Right.
saying like,
Like, cause there's 2 on one, 1 on.
yes,
Okay.
so they're
I'm
non-collinear?
locked in.
Yeah.
Trust.
All right.
Keep logging out.
Another way to name a line, or I'm sorry, a plane, is with this letter in one of the corners. So this is plane P. Okay? So that P is there just to help us name that. Now, the next question asks us, name a line containing point T. So here's T, okay? We want a line containing point T,
That
okay?
one right there.
So do you agree it's this line right here?
Yes.
What's one way to name it? Plane.
TWI.
T cursive T. A cursive T.
Okay, how many
Yeah.
letters, how many points do you need to name a line?
3.
2.
2.
2.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
so confused.
Planes are 3, points are 2. Or, I'm sorry, planes are 3, and they can't be on the same line. Lines are 2 points. So if you look here, TX, do you agree they're on the same line?
Yes.
So I can name that plane TX.
But I thought you just said they can't all be on the same line.
That's for a plane,
Holy moly.
okay? So you have to pay attention and you have to just, okay, so let me explain this. A plane, when you name a plane, it's 3 points and they can't be on the same line. So like WXZ, those are not on the same line and you can use that to name the plane, okay? When you name a line, you need 2 points. So you could say plane TX for this line. Does everybody get that? Lines are 2 points, planes are 3
So
points
that's why you do WXZ and then
when you're naming a plane.
TR.
TX.
Oh, my bad.
This R is there to name the line. So do you guys get another way that I could name this line? Oh, I said plain TX. I'm sorry, you guys.
Is it line?
Yes. I wonder why you're confused. Okay, shh. Now, when it's a line containing point T, do you guys get this little R there is to help us name the line? So I can say line R. Okay? How many points to name a plane? 3. And they can't be on the same line. How many points to name a line? 2. Okay? And you get this is there to help us name the line. And that P is there to help us name the plane. Does that make sense?
Like, they're like, so it can be, right?
So it's
Yeah,
just
it's like-
helping us name it. So it's
Yeah.
plain P. Okay?
Right.
Now, let's go down here. Okay? We learned 3 words today. Points, lines, planes. This part should be easy. Okay? So let's say you have a shirt or a sweater like this, okay? And you have stripes on your sweater. What are those stripes? Are they points, lines, or planes? Lines. Very good. They don't have the arrows on the end, but that's what they're asking us to look for. If you think of your driveway, and let's just say your driveway is straight, and it meets a street like this, they're asking you where the driveway meets the street, what would this be called? A point. Very good. Then, let's say outside of your house, you have a 10 by 12 patio. That is a plane. Any flat surface, you guys, is a plane. Okay? Now, we're gonna stop there, but at 4:53, I'm gonna play a video, so we're done right in time. So you stay where you are.
Can I go to the bathroom quickly?
Wait,
Fast.
can you speed that up, Loki?
Wow. Oh,
I
we didn't
can,
even go
yes.